Hello everyone. To come back to the channel to just do a video because my video that is longer than the one I'm doing right now. It I uploaded it. I'm doing a little rant. I uploaded it on what is it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days ago, and it's still uploading. And that just kind of messed up my track as far as at least doing one video a week. So I'm gonna try to do more. And I guess I just didn't want to show my face, or not too much of it though. And because I was in the background getting everything set up, like my auditing, editing. I'm sorry, take that back. Editing for my video because I felt like it was some things that were on there that might have need to be tweaked though. But my goodness, it's taking forever though. So like I said, it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I know 2022 I had did like 2 videos and I paused because it was just too much going on in my life. So I had paused on that. Before that, I think I stopped in 2017, and then every time I kept trying to come back on, and start the channel up again because I had like deleted everything, though. But when I did that, I it just seemed too overwhelming and intimidating, basically. So, and plus I was working and so forth. I had went back to work, and so um, that was that. So I'll share with you where I'm at today, because basically I'll share with you my thought. I was actually doing marketing, so I was doing email marketing and some other marketing, plus my YouTube channel, and just promoting it like that. And the channel had grown pretty big, but not as much as I see people nowadays, and they're like, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have stopped. I shouldn't have stopped. What was I thinking about though? And I'm just going through and listening to other people's stories, and somebody mentioned like a talking head, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. My husband says I like to talk a lot. So, and I just like pinch myself because I should have did something, but I'm here now. And I had started, like I said, I'm back on track. I was uploading some of my videos that I had on my phone from when I did my travels, because this is about travels and food, because that's what our family likes to do. We like to eat and we like to travel. So I will share with y'all what got me here. And I'm about to make another move to another country. So that's that. Started off, I was in California. Excuse me. And at my church I were going to, at the time, they had a class about Financial Peace University, Dave Ramsey, right? And we went to there. I went to some other ones. I've always been like into, investing or what happens next, And so, and I had been going to different seminars and conferences throughout the years, but with the Financial Peace University, we actually stuck through it though. So we had a commitment. I told him if it looked like I'm slipping, let me know, get me back on track, and he did. He did. And I want to thank him so much for that. I have been, like I said, I have been into finance and investments and retirement planning with Roth IRAs and so forth ever since I think it was back in about between 1998 and 2000 when I was in the military, because I'm retired military. So my situation on my finances it may be a little bit different for other people, but some people can relate. relate though, because at the end of the day, I've listened to other people's stories, and they really, really match with everything that I've learned through the years. Mind you, I did not follow the date. Well, me and my husband, we didn't follow exactly to the T, but we got there, you know. And if we had followed it to the T, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but my story, me and my husband's story is our story though, because yeah, it was other things that we like to enjoy ourselves, but like that, and we saw a benefit of living both, you know, balancing it, because like I said, we did have a background, a history of investing now, because I was into it and he was doing portions with his what he had, like what is called a TSP, and for that, and then I already had my other private financial agent that I was working with, and plus with the military when you get retirement and so forth, and I have disability also from in the military. You'll hear it on some of my videos, especially when it's cold, and you know, because I'm in my 50s, but I shouldn't be feeling that way. Yeah, it's I call it Navy legs. I was in the Navy, so with that, so we both had experience, and we just kind of combined it all together. And then when I retired, I was having to deal with some things. I had, like I said, I was doing the videos and so forth, and then just everything just started catching up with me, and so I just had to kind of wind down, I would say. And then that's when he took over the finances. It was in the best interest of both of us though, because I didn't need that stress. I was already trying to deal with other things though. So, and I'll share that with you more and more as I do more videos though. So, like I said, we were hesitant about following strict guidelines, and we felt it was strict, you know, because of our mindset and our way of thinking. As we got closer and closer and hitting our goals, and we would have to constantly revamp, and I was the main one resisting though, but I was the one who had always wanted this, and he was like, well, you want it, we gotta stick through it. And he's really good at being a very, very good coach. And we would just kind of, and every now and then I would kind of like do a rant. I was like, we supposed to be doing this, and then, but I didn't want to make the commitment. And he pushed forward, and we came to agreement. And I kid you not, to say about you know, when you speak something into your life and it manifests. I kid you not, this is my story about the benefits of manifesting, and a married couple coming together, agreeing, and just sticking things out. Yeah. So here we go. So we had a house in California. My husband, he was just like, he was done with what was going on over there. He needed to kind of seek other pastures. He felt like he was at a standstill in his work, in his career. So with that, he applied for jobs, and I told him to keep sticking it out and go through it, keep getting certifications, and he did that. And he got picked up he got hired for a job, and they actually made him, they offered him a job at the headquarters. And so he took it, and then I said, go ahead, see you can come visit. I didn't want to leave because me, like I said, being resistant, we just had a brand new home and it was built, and nobody else lived in it ever. And I had just got my van with all the 360-degree mirror parking, because I'm not a good driver. Look at me grabbing my sleeves. Look, oh yeah. So with that, he convinced me that, so he convinced me that if I go with him, because we're married and we sit together, and I was like, but I got some with the kids, and one of my kids has special needs and therapy, and he, he lashes out, so I don't know if that's gonna work out, and then we wind up getting sent back to the United States, and then he was like, just focus and it'll work out. Now, what we've been over here, it was only supposed to be like 2 or 3 years, I think, and we've been here since 2018. Is 2025, so we're still here, and it was a good thing. And we kept, and every year he was always worried about whether he would get extended. And then everything worked out, and then on top of that, we were able to continue out here, and now he's able to retire early, and we're moving again overseas, but half and half. I would say we'll be over there, and then we would be, because we got 2 younger ones that are high school. Well, one of them is going to be entering high school, and then the other one's already in high school. So like we would have to be there, or either one of us would have to be there for their school period, though. I know it's more of me because I still do their hair every single morning. Boom. But they got some long hair down their back, though. Yeah, so it's just all natural and not really any chemicals, though. So, yeah, and they can't even get that pony to the rubber band, the scrunchie to get in the ponytail because they love their ponytails, though. So, with that, let's go back. When he got his job offer, so like I said, this video is finance, but it's related to travel because that's how we got overseas, and we travel now. So he got his job offer, and it was pressure because it was like, okay, when are the orders coming for his, because he works for the military, but he's not in the military, so he's civilian, federal employee, right? So he got orders, and then his orders came in, and he was like, okay, so now we can go and start doing our pack out and so forth, because they wanted him there by a certain date, right? And then it was a rush. 4-bedroom home, packing out, movers and so forth, in 2 weeks. I thought we were gonna have like at least 3 months. I was like, see, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So that happened, and we reached out, found our property manager. We set our guidelines and our boundaries that we wanted for the house, and she had that and reassured us that no one would ruin our house, though. So, and no one did, although because we wound up selling the house. Fast forward. So, so with that, we put it on the market, and somebody wanted it like right away, like within a week. We had renters, we're landlords, right? And bring the money in, because yeah. And so we packed up everything. We didn't have to pay for it, they paid for everything. And even where we stay at now, they pay for utilities, they pay for the rent, they don't pay for our food and our basic necessities, but everything else they pay for, which is good. So we had a mortgage, because we sold the house. We had a mortgage, and so our tenants, they covered for the mortgage, right? And so we were like, oh, what are we gonna do with this extra? So we just pay bills off, and we pay our bills off, and because we had some student loans, and I forgot what else we had. I think we had a couple of credit cards payments that we had to pay off too, and so forth. And then some other things we had on the house. I can't remember, but he basically had all the finances in play. Though, so we were in a rush, right? In a rush. So we had tenants moving in, so we moved out and we moved into the hotel because we had to transit anyways, still overseas. So we had all our stuff packed up. It was crazy. Though I was very concerned about doing this. Though and I was like, well, at least keep my van in. They could have it and ship and put it in the garage, and they would have paid for that, right? He was like, well, let me take it over to CarMax. He took over to CarMax, and he said that he just wanted to see how it looked, how much would he could sell it for, and so forth. Though, but keep in mind, I'm thinking that I'm not doing that. I'm not selling it. It's a really great car. Like literally just got it, you know. And so next thing I know, he calls me, oh, could you come pick me up with our other car, right? And I was like, what? What happened? And he was like, well, I took it there and they were like, they loved the van, and they paid all that we put into the car and then some. Because I took care of it so very well. Because I only had it like less than a year, I think. And so I was like, okay. It was a Kia Sedona. Yeah. And so I was just like, oh my goodness. This man, he moves so fast every single time. But it was okay. Because look, fast forward where we are. We're not even moving back to California. So then we, like I said, we moved into a hotel. Family, everything, got all the prescriptions and so forth for medicines for myself and my son, and the girls, they didn't need any. My husband didn't need any at the time. He just was doing over the counter. And so with that, we were in a hotel. It was until our flight, which is like, I think it was 10 days out. And so that's when in 2018, January 2018, that's when they had a furlough. Oh my goodness, we were nervous. So we were nervous, and then they were like, oh, you could just come in February. It's like, instead of January. It's like, no. Or maybe even March. Like, no. We literally have our house, we have tenants in the house, literally. So we could not do that. We moved out fast, and to support the tenants, and then that happened, and then we were like, okay, well, maybe it shouldn't happen. Maybe it's just go back and undo everything. And it was like, no, we're just going to push forward and just see what happens. And sure enough, we pushed forward again. Our whole life has been pushed forward, see what happens. So, it's about manifesting, and God has everything in place. So, or I know some people believe in other things, though, so same thing. What you believe in, and then everything happens for a reason, right? And then we push forward, and we got our I guess they had to modify his orders just a little bit, I think 1 week out, and then they lifted the furlough and we were able to fly. And it's because we didn't settle for less stuff, right? So we moved forward. Then we so we got over to Japan. I tell you, everything just happened. You believe in something, it happens. But you gotta believe it. You gotta stay focused, especially when it's for good things. Though, if you believe in something that's going, oh, I just wish something just burn out. That's not a good thing. What is a good thing is just the willingness to allow your life to change for the better, and see it happening and visualizing it. Because I visualize things. he just kind of just do it. He acts on it though, and so forth though. So with that, I think we headed on over to Japan. It was cold. It was cold in January, and it's January now, right? No, it's not January. I'm sorry, it's February. Sorry. Same kind of weather. It was just some getting used to being in California. So we had, like I said, before we left California, I believe we had paid off the student loans, the car note, because we had a car note too, and it was interest free. So we didn't have to do anything but sell it, and they just took over everything, and that was good. And we still had some money left over in our pocket for the money that we put into it, though, which was beautiful. CarMax, I don't know if they still out there helping people, find the perfect car or sell their car and so forth and move forward. But that was a bonus, So that was another thing that was scratched off our list. We got over to Japan. Everything was in place. I believe we had money saved also towards our emergency fund and some extra expenses. And we used some of that for the move. I'm thinking because we had to stay in a hotel a little bit longer than what we expected, but not too much. It wasn't like a big impact. No. And then let me think. Then we had we had to rush and find somewhere to stay, like hotels, because during the time period that we came over, it was a lot of conferences happening, so a lot of people had already booked. The hotels were booked everywhere, so we ended up in a residence, kind of like an Airbnb, but not. It was supported through the military, and so with that, we stayed there, and it was pretty nice because it would they had a shuttle, so it would take us back and forth on the base. Though, because we didn't have a car yet, we had to go through a training and to get a Japanese driver's license, though, and so forth, right? So, back to the finances. So with that, we got a car over here, and the car, it was like we paid like $3,600 for a car, and I'm still driving this car. Right, I got it in 2018. So we had to, so I was hesitant about that too. Driving on the left side of the road by the right, which I've always been used to. I still don't drive out of the area. So with that, and so we just like knocking off the bills, paying off the credit cards, boom, debt free. I kid you not. So the only bill we had was the mortgage following the Dave Ramsey, right? So we had paid off all the bills, snowball effect. We sold the car, just like he said, in our own fabulous way, and then got a used car. And it's still running, and it's the beauty of it, having money aside if something happened to the car, it would get fixed. I think the only one time I had to get the car repaired was the tire, because the movers had they delivered our stuff, and somebody was not checking the ground, and the nail and the tire, and my car was flat. So I had insurance, and they came to the house and changed my tire at my house, and that was good. I think the only other time I had was like the battery, and it came out to the house for that too. And I think that was all the other things though. Yeah, it's just basic maintenance and so forth, and taxes for the car, that every year, we do that over here too. So car paid off, everything. So then only, like I said, the mortgage. And then my husband, he kept looking for our dream home again. Well, our retirement home, actually. He was calling it, because I was like, why do you keep looking over there online and looking at houses? And he was looking at Florida, right? I was like, I really never, I didn't want to look. And he was like, why? I was like, because my plans was not to be in the States. I kind of always wanted to be overseas, though. And he was like, where? I said, Europe, London, Paris. And he was like, it's not really interesting to me to like live there every day. And so then it was like, how about Thailand? And we actually had a cruise right before some people say the C word. I watch videos, yeah. So they say they use that term when it was and we had to be careful, wash your hands and wear a face mask and so forth. During that time period, though, when we got a lot more, you had to put a lot more lotion on your hand and wear masks and wash it like every 5 minutes, though. Or when somebody says, actually, you kind of back away. I believe we still very cautious to this day. So, I mean, that's a good thing. It was a lesson well learned for some others, so it wasn't so great. No, yeah, but we made it through. We pushed through. Yeah. So, don't want to sound all sad and everything, but it's the cycle of life, right? And so, with that, you figure I would have notes, right? So we did a cruise. No, we did not get any germs or anything like that on a cruise. We actually did a cruise, and we went to a lot of the places in Asia. So Singapore, and then it was Kuala Lumpur, it was Penang, and where else we go? We went to Thailand and Phuket, and did tours on all of these places, and then we headed back to Singapore from the cruise, and then headed on back over to Japan. And with that, it was like, just kind of get an idea on what you like and so forth, though. So that's what I did. I got an idea, and I was like, I really do like Thailand, and my husband was born in Thailand, so that was kind of like, that was our place, we went in and invested over there. And so with that, we were like, okay, so it got to the point where I was actually had started back to work in 2018, and I have been working, and then last year, in end of September, I decided that I was kind of done with working, though, and it's perfect time because I don't like the cold. No, I don't. I don't like the cold. It's like, I like Thailand, though. And so, and he was just like, okay, wait for junior to finish school, and he graduates in June, right? And then he's like, are you sure you want to do that? And I was like, yeah, I'm done. No more working for me. But I'm on YouTube, right? Again. And so so he looked at everything, and he was like, okay, fine, it's your choice. The next thing you know, he's like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna retire too, and he said that he's gonna retire in 2027. He's gonna stick it out till 2027. That was his cutoff date. And then something happened or whatever, and he did the math, and he was like, you know what? Actually, since we don't have any bills, I think he's trying to close my computer. So since we don't have any bills, and Junior's gonna be graduating, we'll see him off, and in his next part of his life, his phase of his life, then we'll just we'll just stay here, and because the girls, my other middle child, she wanted to stay here and graduate here at the Dodea school, and it's like an international school, and so we're like, okay. And then he looked at it again. He was like, you know what? Found the clause, and I didn't know he was doing this. So he found a clause that and where we were tracking, and so he found where he can retire after Junior graduates in June. And I was just like, you tell the girls that, because they like their school, they love school, and they don't want to leave the area. They love Japan. They were like planning on going to college out here and everything, And so you talk to them about that one. And so he did, and he kept talking and explaining to them and so forth. And so then they had so we reached out to the school over in Thailand, and they got an interview with the international school, and they had to do a test for to be enrolled, and so forth, for a placement test to see where they're at and if they qualify and so forth. And so we had to pay for application fees, so it's a lot out of the pocket. And so with that, they got their acceptance letter saying that they can join the school, and and of course we pay. So, and that's fine by us, and they'll be able to be in the grades that they want to be, that they already worked towards, though, and so forth, though. So that's in place. So that's how we got. Oh yeah. So was it? So back in September, well, my husband went up in May to California to check on things with the house and reach out to the property manager. And I guess he was asking them that some paperwork, and then he was saying that they told him that the lease wasn't issued, the next year's lease wasn't issued to the tenants yet. And he was like, it wasn't. And he had already had it in his mind back in May. Then he was like, well, just don't even send that to them. We're just going to go, once they move out, we'll put the house up for sale. And that was another reason why I had the house up for sale, then, because we were paying everything off according to the Dave Ramsey, the Financial Peace, not him himself, but his Financial Peace University strategies. Excuse me. So so he told them that. He's like, okay, you're in the clear. When he told me that, that's what triggered me to. It's like, okay, I'm retired, and it's no reason for me to be working. I already have my pension. I already from retired from the military. I already have my disability. So, and it's like, it's already been a struggle. Lately it had been a struggle at the end too. So, and I just need a peace of mind, and get into the things that I want to do, And so, we'll back into it, knowing that that's why I'm here. And then, like I said, when I told him that, and like I said, he did the math for himself also, and I didn't know that he was doing it. Then that's when he told me that he was going to, after he told me, you're going to really do this, then I was like, yeah, and I told him why, different reasons. And he was like, heck, I'm stressed too. It's like, well, we won't have any bills, and you're right. the house is sold, then what are we doing, And then so I was like, well, what about the girls for school? It's like, you got to be able to make sure that you cover down for them too. You can't just go on a whim. Have my girls in school. They're gonna get on one of the better schools though, if you can find it. And so we were on this. We, like I said, we was on a hunt for the better school that seemed like it fits their needs though, and what they will feel comfortable with though. And we found a school that we like the education, the academics and education that they would be provided, and we like the diversity at the school and the things that they do at the school, and we like the reputation of the school. So, and was willing to pay that price though. Well, my husband had to be willing, so and so he was like, okay, fine. It's like, you do this early, you doing this early retirement is all or nothing. You gotta hit these other areas because you have children that are in school and don't want to just interrupt their lives like that. And so he, like I said, he did the math and he found a way, And so with the house being sold, so after the house was in the set noise is my dryer. Clothes are finished drying. So after September 30th, or was it October? So yeah, September 30th, we had put the house on market in July, but the tenants were there, and it was just a slow process, and so we didn't really, because it was kind of like how to get somebody in to go view the house and so forth, and it was kind of like just going off of pictures, and it's kind of hard to see, and so with that, so they moved out in September 30th, and then we was able to do more tours and so forth though, and so with that, we wind up selling the house in about October. Boom. As soon as they got out. And maybe other people or prospective buyers were just hesitant because because people were already in the house, and it's kind of hard to picture, and I know that I'm like that too, so then the house got sold, and that was it, and we had already picked an investment property, condo that was being built. We want to invest and put down payment, and then it was like, okay, this is what we want. And then at first I was like, just something small, and then I was like, oh no, these girls are gonna be in there, and they're gonna be, I don't want them like in the, because they were like, we want our own separate room, because right now they're sharing the room, and they want our own separate room. And I was like, well, one of them, by the time the house was the condo was being built, she's already going to be graduated or on her way. Now, actually, she would be graduating like in June, but we would move in December of 2026. But it may not be physically ready. They got to go and get past the inspections and fire inspection or whatever it needs to be done. So that's just realistic thinking. We might be able to move in there early. Everything else happening in place. So with that, that's my story on how we got here. And since we've been here in Japan since 2018, we do a lot of the tours through the base on the MWR, Morale, Welfare and Recreation, MWR tours. We do that because sometimes my husband doesn't like to drive, and he wants to relax too. And some of them we did on our own, like when we did a cruise, like even in 2019, I think it was, we did the cruise, and then we got back in 2020, and then in that February we went to Korea, and from there he came back, And then that's when everybody was kind of like had to wash your hands a whole lot more and had to go everywhere. You get those little signs, how to wash your hands. So yeah, so that's how that went. And we got to be around other places. It's like, oh well, how about Japan? You want to stay here? Girls want to say, I just can't do the cold. I'll visit y'all, but not all the time. It's just it's a doozy. I'm working on that health wise though. No, just trying to close again. So with that, my husband is actually over in Thailand. So he's checking on the condo that's being built, and we have an investment property over there also. Because we like investing, so we have that. We have our he'll have his pension. It'll come later because he's retiring early, unless something happens that he's able to tap into that sooner. He is searching and researching though, so I'll let you know how that goes with that. So everything that we make, we still are cautious. We don't spend like crazy. The reason why he's over there is for a good reason. To want to get everything situated and going. Since it was an application fee, and now my girls have another fee. It's kind of doozy trying to send money and wire it, and then so that's more money coming out of our pocket. Just for the wiring though. We like to maximize on everything, and put it in good places so it can grow. So and that's what we're doing. Like I said, we have our investments, we have our pension, I have my money that I bring to the table. And on this channel, my goal is to be able to cover for the girls' schooling without having to tap into our finances. That was my thing. That's the reason why I want to stay at the 2020 Southside. One, okay, but two, yeah, because the school is it's not cheap, and that was not expected. And then because I thought we were going to be out here a little longer, but I'm not complaining because I can't wait to get in the land of smiles and in the sun. No. No. And I will share more stories on the travel and the food and in Thailand. But here in Japan, we go out a lot and we eat a lot and we travel still. Yeah, so, and that is it. So I don't know if this video will load up faster. I had to record it in my photo booth on my husband's iMac, and we'll see how that goes. But key points to remember: stay focused, stick to the plan. If you're going to do something, stick it out. It's worth it. Something I always imagine. It just seems like it had to pinch me, to be completely debt free, still having a real investment overseas, and having a place to move into. I mean, and we own it overseas in a place that is beautiful. And yeah, it's nice though. And we will be back and forth because you don't have to have my medical stuff and checks and so forth, and to provide, for my son that's graduating. Yeah, but he has special needs still too, so I don't know how that's gonna work. So I'll share that with y'all if you won't ding me for sharing that portion, or maybe I'll make another channel for him, and then bring that over for him, because we don't really know what's expected over there. He is moving close by family. I'm trying to get him into a transitional living, I would provide more and invest more into him, but he's just like, as soon as he gets the money, it goes right out the door. So he's working on that money portion thing and budgeting though. So he just needs a little bit more time and needs to mature a little bit more. I see it happening sooner than later. I feel like me and my husband might be holding him back, and but he is going to be there in Louisiana with family. So he's got his uncles and his grandma there and his cousins and so forth though. But hopefully he don't lean on them too much. I want him to kind of stand on his own 2 feet. He's highly functional on the spectrum, so I know he can do this. There's a lot of people that live without even being evaluated. So he's been evaluated, and it's kind of it's like finding a needle in a haystack. And I have so much to share with him, as far as how to get to where he needs to be at in life. And maybe he'll be a world traveler, and so forth, though. Who knows what he's going to do? Yeah, it's so many opportunities for young folks nowadays. And I look and I was like, I see this. And I understand that some people, they have some personal restraints, the way they see things in their mindset. But with me and my husband, we have personal restraints on actually saving and not spending on unnecessary things that if it doesn't generate an income and grow and with interest and so forth, though. We had to, and just kind of like paying off everything and sacrificing. We sacrificed to come to Japan, being away from our family and so forth, though. So we made a lot of sacrifices. We know that we can always get on that plane and fly over there, and we have the financial means to do that. Because a lot of times it could be like in the same neighborhood with family, and you only see them like once or twice a year. That's my mother-in-law, so she's not even seeing him. They're like right here, and I don't see them. I think I see y'all more. And so yeah, so with that, I am done with this video. I will share more. Subscribe to my channel, hit a like, ask me questions and so forth. I'm still building it, and like I said, so just see where I'm going with this, and I will share where I'm at right now in Japan, and if anybody is moving here or is on the fence and if they should accept that job offer, and so forth, though. Just reach out, ask me questions and so forth. I can probably provide information, so yeah, how am I living over here? Did I learn the language? I know a little bit to get by. And I shared my other video that I'm putting together. I was just I know YouTube is really picky about like music in the background, so I went past a car dealership and had music and playing when I went by, and I noticed that it was in English. And so I was like, I probably had to edit that. And then it was somewhere I'm walking, and then I see like vehicles with their license plate. So hopefully that I'm trying to, I got my Creative Cloud and Premiere Pro and some other things. So I was just trying to see if maybe I need to blur that out. If not, I'm just gonna upload it, even though it's like taking 3 days to do this. And then at the end of my video, it got dark, and so I'm like walking in the dark. Especially I had took people to my video did like a walk-in tour, takes you into a laundromat, but it was dark. I couldn't find a light switch. I only been there like twice, and then when I came back to the house, after I had the so I went back over after I did the long walk. I'll take you to a sweet shop that's in the area, and then And so I had to put it in a dryer, right? And and I didn't know where the light switch was inside of the laundromat though. It's in like right up across the street behind the school in the back alleyway. Yeah. So I mean, and nobody. My husband like, you did what? And it's like, did anybody touch the blanket? And I was like, no, it was still there. He's like, wow. And I actually found a newer laundromat that has a lot more things. So I want to check that out too. Probably take my other kids' stuff over there because usually I go on to the base and use the laundromat there, for big items. But I wanted to check it out though. I heard good things about the laundromat. So, oh, shout out to what's her name? Sienna Sink. She says just get on and just do your videos and quit worrying about how you look or what's this, that, and other. Just be original. And I thank you for your advice, ma'am. And Kensho Quest, she mentioned about the laundromat. Thank you. Shout out to her because she was saying like the laundromat, it has like detergent already in the washing machine. I didn't find that, and maybe because it's an older one, but I'm gonna check out the newer one and let you know how that one goes. So that is it. Like I said, subscribe, please. I need more subscribers, and like and share my video. Thank you. Bye bye.